Hello and welcome.
I wasn't expecting that.
It jolted me. Woo! I was expecting it, and it's still like...
It still got you, yeah. Welcome to Respect the Crit. I'm your host and game master, Ian Duncan, and coming at you with some spookum energy, some boo-gasms, and some ghost tactics. Jamie Lee-Bonés. Spooky. This was a bad I really...
Too late.
Now we gotta lean into it. Okay.
I am Jamie Bones. I will be playing Ello, the modified medical droid.
And rising as if from his own very grave, Alex Herrera.
Oh.
Guys, this should have been for October.
I
don't know why. It's because you got scared. That's why you got spooked.
Hi, I'm Alex Herrera, and I'll be playing Beegax Botano, the Doug Slicer.
I love it.
We did it.
We finally got it.
We got through.
We got through it. And now we're going to bottle up that spooky energy and turn it into adventure energy.
I like it.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Episode 10, Black Winds. Deep in the Socorran Badlands, L.O. Beegax and their new partner in crime, Verse, successfully steal several crates of contraband and race back to civilization. As their vehicle crawls along the planet's desert towards the capital city, they are pursued by the owners of the stolen shipments, a group of Nikto gangsters looking to reclaim their purloined property. Overrun and outgunned, L.O. was critically injured in the escape, just as a terrifying sandstorm began to make its way across the planet's surface. With L.O. offline and the hazards of Socorran looming on the horizon, the Fringes may find their final place buried beneath the swirling sands like so much forgotten cargo.
We see a starry sky, ripples of nebulous plasm spreading throughout the pinpoints of light. And it is serene and beautiful a sky as you could ever find in the outer rim. And then a sound, just a simple sound of wind blowing up over the sky. And then careening over the camera, as if jumping from a dune, spreading sand and dirt and dust flying all over this barren wasteland, is a truck speeding as fast as it can at one speed. Jumping over this dark black sands of Socorran, and we tilt up to see not only that, but it being pursued by two speeder bikes, nasty looking beings on them, horns protruding from their face, and firing blasters at the doors that are battering at the back of this truck. Beegax at the front, at the wheel, holding on for control, even though the speed of it is not what he desires. The handling of it is what requires his concentration. L.O. in the back, splayed out, exposed, and Verse on a swoop, headed for this truck, coming sort of diagonally at it and moving away from a storm, the size of which envelops the horizon at night. This dark sand whips up in front of the stars and moves swiftly towards this truck. Now, you guys are still being pursued by these Nikto that you have taken their goods from, piled up in the back of the truck, some of it falling out as the doors bang around and slam out, battering against the wind. Let's just jump right into the destiny roll. Let's get some of those points back out on the table. Now, you had dark side points for the last couple of
2 games.
Yeah. So let's try and get some light side points out there. Go ahead and roll that destiny roll.
2 light side.
Holy moly, we did it.
Oh my gosh.
2 dark side points.
Balance. And I am the Bendu, the one in the middle. I will figure out which way this destiny tips. Too dark. Too light, 4 dark, 3 me. Hello, yeah, you are down, but you are not out of this situation by any means. So please, when it comes to a PC slot, we're gonna incorporate you. You also have Verse, who can jump in however you would like to use.
This is a tough one because I've been thinking about this for the last month about what to do. And the first thing that comes to mind is the way we escaped the pirates as we flew at them, if you remember.
Yeah.
What happens if we drive into the storm? I mean, like, it's a heavy truck.
It is.
It's heavier than their bikes, for sure.
You mean they would get swept up?
They would get swept up, yeah. But I don't know how, I'm not a, yeah, Verse would follow it. No, I don't even think Verse would follow the truck into the storm.
Have Verse drive the bike into the truck. And then we'll go into the storm.
We are starting so strong. I love this. I love all of this.
I'm terrified. I'm absolutely terrified. I can't communicate with Verse because, like, she can't hear me from where I'm at.
You could probably shout. It would have to be loud, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Beegax while driving the truck. So he would wave Verse. He would, like, try and wave, like, move one of his hands up and then shout, "Hey, get in the back!" and, like, motion to the back, like, get in there.
What?
I hope she can understand me. Oh, Verse.
She does the, like, hand to her ear cupping, like.
Just be, like, motioning with, like, whatever opposable thumb finger I have. Get in the back!
Yeah, a leg sticking out of the window. Yeah, she can hear you. Oh, thank God. Yeah, she can hear you.
Thank the maker.
After this exchange, she gives you an affirmative thumbs up.
Okay.
And begins to drop speed towards the back of the truck.
I'm going full speed. Blaster fire's coming at me. I'm still punching it, huh?
Punching it is like something that you don't. You don't have to continuously do, and you're at top speed already.
So yeah, Beegax will continue to push his foot or one of his feet down on the accelerator to keep this thing going.
And now, are you turning into the storm? There was some talk about.
I need Verse in the back before I decide to do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't want Verse to fly away.
I gotcha.
Oh my God, this is a terrible idea.
Or it's an amazing idea.
That's the energy. That's the energy I like that we bring. So it is an NPC slot, and that is what you see. Is they spend their turn just like. And how far away are they?
I'm in extreme.
You're extreme, so they're 2 range bands away?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how they spend their turn, is getting into long range. They're still a ways from you.
Is Verse's turn? Or
I think it should be.
Okay.
Yeah, you can tell me, but I think it should be.
I think so too.
I think so too, because next turn that they move again, we're going to be medium.
So Verse throttles back the swoop bike and does that. We like see from the back of the truck, we like see her like pull out into view, framed by the back of the truck, and then she like gets a determined look on her face, revs the swoop, and tries to gun it to bring the swoop into the truck.
I hope she's a good pilot.
See, I feel like it's really important that she gets on this truck, and it's also really important that we
survive,
get into the storm.
Yeah.
And so I want to use them for both of those things.
That's fine with me.
Let's do it.
Okay. You want to flip a light side point to
Why
upgrade?
Are we doing this?
This is like
He's got 5 now.
Yeah. This is but these are the moments. This is like that moment on screen where you just like see one of the people like trying to make a crazy move. Mm-hmm. That is 1 success and 3 disadvantages.
Of course it is.
What could these disadvantages be?
Her swoop. This swoop is fucking broken. All right. Like, how much is this thing
3? Does that mean that it has to be 3 separate things, or can it be one thing that's...
It could be 3 separate things, or it could be one big thing, yeah.
I'm saying the swoop's broke because it's been through a lot already.
Okay.
You hit a Trandoshan with it.
That's true.
And then we tried to fix it, and it turns out I'm not good at fixing.
You don't know how to.
Planetary vessels are not my forte.
That means we're down to swoop again.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, like, the swoop, just because it's broken or busted doesn't mean it can't be fixed. It's just...
Well, I mean, I'm not doing that again.
Verse revs the swoop and does like a wheelie with it, like pulling the front end up, and it's like it's still got the ground effects, so we can track it in the night, and it cuts to like slow motion, almost bullet time, where the exposed engine of the swoop is out, and it's just like going right in, and the truck doors are like flapping open and close, and just at the right time she like sees a moment and like turns in, turning the head of it, and then like boom, we cut to real time, and it like slides into the back of the truck, just missing LO, and like scraping the back of the truck. Crates are falling out now, being left behind in the sand, and the swoop and Verse are both in the truck. She gets up off of it, sees LO, gets down on a knee and puts a hand on them, and then bangs on the back of the truck. I'm in!
That was so badass.
It seems like the swoop now, I mean, getting it into this thing, it's been bumped up, and now that it's exposed, like, it's taken some damage. Will it still run? Who knows? But Verse is in. The rest, or the other two Nikto are going to spend their turn again just to get to that. So they're one range band away from you.
We're in medium.
They're in medium range, yeah.
Oh boy.
And that is their turn. You can see like the storm begins to move closer, and now winds are whipping up and sand is going everywhere.
Do I see rocks being picked up at all?
Yeah, not big ones, but you can see like, yeah, so you see rocks, they're making sounds as they're starting to get like pelted against the side of the truck. Like you might be even getting flashbacks of the asteroid field.
You know what? We're going to do the same thing. So this is a PC slot, yes?
Yes.
Beegax looks back, sees Verse, hold on to LO, and then he's going to punch it again or push the foot down harder, as hard as he can. It's already all the way down, but he's just like, pushing it more. And he's going to turn the truck. Like, I'm assuming it's on the left side, so he's just going to turn the wheel to the left and cut leftwards.
He uses two of his feet.
Yeah. He has one. He's just like one from the floor and one up top. And the truck will... I bank in.
Oh, yeah.
I bank in and just kicks up more rocks, and I'm driving into the storm.
That is so fucking cool. And Verse, like, she can kind of see through the window, and we just like see the look on her face as she like puts two and two together to see like what you're doing.
And LO's arms just like fly up into the air as you make this big turn.
Yeah, and we're on LO. Like we're seeing LO, just like boom, like slam into a crate. And it's sort of like that Mad Max shot where it's just like the caravan going into this big storm, and drums are going off, and we can hear it like as you go into it. It's just that wind gets so much louder, a deafening roar, and then silence. We cut to a serene starfield out somewhere in space. And it's jarring at first, but then the camera pulls back, and it seems like we're inside a very clean and sterile room. And there is a mechanical arm that the camera sort of like moves through, and it's having work done on it. And we cut around to see the hands that are working on this arm, and it's LO. They are not destroyed. They're not shot through. They are in a little bit, they've got a little bit of that wear and tear, but they don't look like they've taken the knocks and the hits that we've seen them take, and a wisp of like cigar smoke is swirling up around here, coming from off screen somewhere the owner of this arm. And then we cut around and we see Borsk, and he's sitting in a chair, a little grumpily because he's an old man, but patiently as Elo administers whatever maintenance needs to be done on his mechanical limbs. And he's just holding this cigar, and he like takes a big puff, and he's looking out at the stars. Without looking, he addresses Elo and says, "Do you ever wonder what happens when we die, Elo?"
Ella's just going to keep on working and tweaking and probably not think anything of it at first. No, not really. I have a lot more things on my mind than something as frivolous as death.
I suppose droids don't really think about those kind of things then, huh?
True. Why?
He like takes another puff on his cigar, and he's like, "Well, I am not the young Bothan that I once was, Elo. It is on the forefront of my mind a lot, especially these days."
Well, I wouldn't worry too much, Borsk. You have plenty of your good years ahead of you. And she is going to pat his back, sort of sarcastically, like, pat, pat.
You're doing it again. the sarcasm thing. You're getting better. Yeah, you are getting better.
Practice, practice. Ha, ha, ha.
But tell me, you don't ever fear, like, being turned off or something? Having your memory wiped? What is the droid equivalent of not existing?
I suppose it's never crossed my mind, Borsk. Should I be worried?
With what we get up to, maybe. But not for a long, long time. You are going to see many more worlds and stars long after me, Elo. And he looks at you, and then he kind of wistfully, like, looks at his cigar and looks out at the stars, and there's just a moment of silence between the two of you as Elo, like, does little adjustments to the arm and stuff like that. I mean, maybe it's not so bad being a new person starting over, if you had a reboot or something like that, In a droid sense, you could come back without any of the scars, any of the pain, any of the, I don't know, unpleasant memories. Do you have any of those? Hello.
Unpleasant memories?
Yeah, sure.
I don't think so. Every memory or interaction that I've had has led me to this moment now, so I wouldn't say that anything was necessarily unpleasant. I wouldn't know what I know today if I hadn't gone through those things.
Are you just a medical droid? You have all these wisdom. It seems like there's something else in there.
Well, you have been the only one to say I am wise, Borsk.
What do you think about the things that we do, Elo?
The business?
Yes.
Well, I haven't really known much else.
Do you have any good memories?
Of course I do, Borsk. We've had many good times together.
Tell me, what was your favorite? Boris asks you this, and we are on Elo's face, like, contemplatively as they consider this question. And then we hear the sound of wind, and we are slammed back into the events on Socorran. Elo, we come up out of Elo's face, and Verse is there, like, over them, like, sort of just assessing what's going on, the damage that's happened. Do you have a repair kit on you?
I do.
Good to know.
Thank the maker.
We come back into initiative with Beegax headed towards the storm, these Nikto very close, and then we can see, coming from the direction that the Nikto had come from, in the night, we hear the sound of a sublight engine and lights of a light freighter coming up high in the sky and coming down towards the truck, bearing down on it as you head into the storm. Now it is a PC turn.
How far am I from the storm?
The next move you make, you're gonna get there, because it's not about how far you are from the storm, it's the storm, how far the storm is from you. Yeah, and it's coming real fast.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna look back at Verse and scream again, hold on to Elo and hold on to something.
We like swing down to her in the back and she's like, what?
A box. I don't know.
She puts a hand on a crate.
Okay.
Rattles around.
Yeah, and then I will drive into the storm. This is a terrible plan because
Or
I don't know what to do when we're in the storm. Like, how deep do I go?
it's gonna work out and everything will be fine.
It's gonna shake out somehow.
Don't say the word shake. We're carrying these explosive
I was just thinking that. I was like, fuck, there's something explosive in these damn boxes.
There's a lot of something's explosives.
Beegax steers the truck into the storm, and now you're in the thick of it. Wind is everywhere. Visibility is only within about short range. That's all you can see. Now, thankfully, the truck is sturdy and strong with these treads sticking to the sand, and though it is slow, boy, it is hardy. So even with the like cacophony of sound that's going on inside this tin can, you're able to just like stay on the course, just heading into the storm. And you can feel the wind. You know how you can like feel wind in a vehicle?
Yeah.
It is an NPC slot. So, this ship, it is bigger than your truck.
Yes.
And can move a heck of a lot faster. So it is going to fly just covering the distance with ease, and it flies into the storm. Something shoots out from it. And you can hear a metallic sound like as it like hits onto the truck. You can't see what it is, but Verse, looking out the flapping stuff, shouts back at you, "Tow cable!"
Awesome. Wow. I forgot these existed.
And they're also, they just lay down some laser fire, some turret fire in front of the truck. Sand goes up everywhere, and I'm gonna need you to make a piloting check just to like jerk away to miss it.
My planetary piloting is better than my space. What's the difficulty, sir?
So here's the thing about the storm. Even though like visibility sucks, maneuvering sucks, you're going to have 2 black die as like hazardous terrain. Plus 2 purple and a red.
Holy moly.
And I am going to flip a dark side point.
Turn a purple into a red.
And turn a purple into red.
And then I'm going to flip it back. And I'm turning a green into a yellow.
All right. So what's that dice pool that you
This dice pool is 2 yellows,
large.
1 green for us, 2 black, 2 purple, 2 red for the challenge itself.
Oh, here we go.
3 successes and 5 threats.
No way.
Yeah.
No
That's
way.
crazy.
This is like, and this is so perfect. This is us barely clearing whatever this challenge is.
I think that your truck suffers 1 strain,
That's fine. It's already hurt.
and you're going to
Not our
have...
truck.
So we're
I think what this does is opens you up, like because you had to swerve, it opens you up to getting shots from the Nikto coming in.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're going to get a blue die, and another crate comes falling
we
out.
got plenty. We got plenty of them. We're the job was to bring 1.
Wait, the bikes are still following us?
Yeah.
Yeah,
In the
and the
storm.
bikes.
So my hope is that when they make a piloting check next,
They
that
get sucked up.
one of them fails or something happens. Yeah. So.
Whatever's on here has got to be pretty
Well,
lucrative.
I think it's more the fact that we stole it.
Then the Nikto bikes go vroom, vroom. They swoop by a camera fast through the sand, gritting their teeth, trying to hold on because it is difficult, but they are starting to aim their blasters at the truck. And then through the swirling sand, we're back with Elo and Borsk, and Borsk is sitting there smoking a cigar, waiting for the answer to the question. if Elo had any pleasant memories. Tell me, what was your favorite? What are the pleasant ones that you hold on to from the stuff that we have done?
Well, Elo probably would actually take quite a long time to think about it, because generally, like they said before, like, I don't know that there is good and bad memories for Elo. It just kind of everything is. But they would probably think on a time where maybe Borsk and Elo were just chatting about life, much like they are right now. Do you remember that time you got extremely drunk on your birthday and ended up in the fountain?
I mean, I remember waking up after that, but the events are a bit hazy, as you can imagine.
Well, after the, and she'll put up quotation marks, dance contest, we went on a walk and you ended up jumping in the fountain, telling me that there couldn't be anything as pure.
Now tell me this, and answer honestly, Elo. Have you ever seen an old button with moves like that, huh? I mean, I should have won. That's why we stole the trophy. And he, like, gestures over, and then there's the trophy, like, broken, a memento of this very night. You had some good moves, too. You are a very good partner.
Thank you. I'd like to think I'm a quick learner. We should go back there. Try it again sometime.
I don't think we'll be invited. Disintegration only is what I'm worried about.
That is very true. You can't return what once was stolen. And she's going to look back over at the trophy again.
When you say that, he, like, looks at you and he gets, like, a kind of a sad look on his face a little bit, like a little bit more emotion than you typically get from Borsk. It's only for a second, really, and then he just kind of nods and then goes back to his cigar. Hello. I have been thinking that I am not a good person. I have not been a good person for a long time. I like that you are here to sort of keep me honest. Do you consider yourself good or bad? How do you see this as a droid?
Do I think I'm a good person? Well, Elo is going to sort of look up from the sparks that are flying off fixing Borsk's arm, his mechanical arm, and just sort of put their soldering iron in their lap. Well, would you say that I fulfill all of my priorities and prime directives? That I'm keeping you healthy and able to dance like that?
I mean, of course. Without you, I would not survive.
And I'm sure without you, many would not survive. I think we do a good job. And Elo will pick up their soldering iron and start, like, sparking again.
I would like to think so, Elo. I would like to see the world through your eyes, but I have not been a good Bothan. I have not been a good clan member. I have not been a good father. Do you know why Gur activated you and brought us together?
So that I could help you.
So that he didn't have to deal with me. And that is my fault. When I should have been there with him, I was elsewhere. I want to do good, Elo. I want to make some changes and do good in this universe. Not for free, mind you. This ship is very expensive. And so are you, and without you, I will not maintain. But I want to do good. This war, it has displaced a lot of people, torn a lot of families apart, and where I have failed with mine, I want to bring families back together. I want to get them to safety. I want to give them a chance. What do you think about these?
Elo will look over at Borsk. I think that's a great idea. If you'd like to make changes, we can. Though change is hard. Not everyone on the crew will take it very well.
They will come around.
Because they will see that they want what everyone in the galaxy wants. A place to belong. A home. I want to bring people home. Hello. I want to bring us home. And he takes a pull off of his cigar and he breathes it out and it swirls around, but the smoke is not that blue-gray. It is a sickly, eerie green. And it swirls around through this room and covers the stars in the window. That swirling smoke becomes a swirling sand, and we are whipped back into Socorran, and it is an NPC slot. They are about to shoot you. That is what's happening.
No.
They're going to move. Firstly, they're going to have to make a pilot check.
Hell yeah, they are.
Yeah, because this
Ooh.
sucks. So I'm going to need... Oh, boy, and they're going fast. Oh, they're going so fast. Ooh, despair.
Yes! It's for them, not for
That's
us.
a lot of failures, too. Oh, boy, that's a lot of failures. Oh, my God.
This is when I start singing. Yep, yep. Nah, 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 nah.
2 advantages, though.
How can they use advantage when they are dead in the sands of Socorran?
But 1 despair, and that's real bad.
It's
So
gonna be so bad.
I'm going to leave the despair up to you.
The despair is that one of them literally crashes into a medium-sized rock that's kind of just tumbling out of the lack of visibility. And as he's aiming, and this thing just kind of clips him from the right side. Or Wilhelm scream.
Oh, hell yes.
As it gets hit by the rock.
And it goes spinning through the sand and the dust and the storm like the speeders from Jedi, just hitting that tree
Nice.
The failure, I guess, for the other guy, right?
Well, he's not going to be... It's going to be tough for him to shoot you.
Yeah.
Which is what he's going to try and do. You got any armor on that truck there?
Not our truck.
0, baby.
All right, so one of them just bites it as you described, trying to flank up to the driver's side of the truck, but just hits a rock, beefs it. The other one's just firing into the back.
I'm baby Yoda-ing right now to die.
1 success,
No!
2 disadvantages. That's going to be 6 damage.
Oh!
Are we done?
No, we're good. I mean,
Oh.
We
can't get shot again.
Okay.
Can't hit anything but the truck. Can't hit the people inside. But just going for machinery, the engines.
If I can interject, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Because the amount of damage in comparison to how much we have, I would say that if I can flavor it up, that he's shooting he's doing that rapid fire, and then he in between each shot he sees maybe a flap of the truck, the front armor's kind of been ripped apart by a rock or something, and he just gets it right in this nice little sweet spot. And I feel the truck kind of jolt.
Yeah.
What the crap?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely you do. That is the NPCs. It is a PC slot, and you've driven into the thing.
I think Verse should go.
I think Verse should go too.
I'm just gonna yell at her.
And
Verse! Shoot him! Shoot him! And then I'm trying to maneuver the truck.
she yells back, I think Elo's not good.
I already know that!
So for her turn, what she is going to do is she is going to whip open Elo's bag and start looking for anything that could be helpful. There seems to be a bunch of items that are medical for organic beings, and then she pulls out whatever the repair kit. I mean, I don't think it's an actual physical thing. I think she's looking for stuff and she can't find anything, so she's just looks at the damage and she does the equivalent of like slapping someone awake, but it's a droid, so she's like, come on, Elo, and just like bang, bang, like bang on your chest unit, basically.
I didn't hire Verse as a repair person. We hired her as a gun.
Pretty much, yeah.
And she's not listening to me. So this is going to reflect poorly on her performance report.
When it comes time for that customer survey.
When it comes time to
Strongly agree or strongly disagree.
All ones. Zeros. Is there an option for zero on this thing? Give it zeros.
And then, like, the lights come on and you come back from this consciousness. So,
Hey, I'm alive.
yeah, so you're alive.
Kinda.
Systems come online for you. And it's strange because you are laying down face up in the back of this truck. But when you come online, what you see is not the ceiling of a truck, but is a strange crimson sky. And it's just like alien kind of feel to it.
Am I on anything? I'm just looking up at the sky right now.
Yes.
Aloe is going to try to sit up.
As you do, as you try and get up to get like a clearer view, a clone trooper helmet comes over you, like looking down over you.
Hello? I think they got shot. Something's wrong. Hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
Everything does like a glitch, and then you can see, instead of a clone trooper helmet, Verse. And she's like, Elo, get up! And then you can move.
Fuck, I got a virus, yo, or something.
What is wrong with you?
Is going
What is going on in there?
on?
Now we have to hire.
First-
we gotta hire.
First the doc. Weirdness.
Yeah, now we have to hire a technician or a real, like, what are they called?
Okay.
The
This
A Babu freak.
I have to get a Babu freak.
This is super cool, though.
Babu freak.
And when you come back online, it's in the place you kind of expected, but now there's like 100% more sandstorm, you know?
In every bite.
Yeah, in every bite.
Every bite.
And Verse is there, the swoop is there, a couple of these crates are there. Nikto are firing on you, and you can see a cable traveling from what looks like the top of the truck up to a freighter. So you are back. Now that is Verse's turn, and she has brought you back into the initiative to be able to act. But it is a NPC slot. And so the ship, like, you can feel the creaking of it as the tow cable begins to strain, and you hear that metallic, like, stretching noise, and the ship begins to turn around in the opposite way, facing its engines into the storm and trying to head back the way that it came. And they just are turning their engines on full blast. You can feel the truck begin to, like, slowly stop and then slowly slide backwards as it's pulling, even with these treads rolling back in the direction away. And you just hear the roar of these engines and the pulling of the tow. And Verse slams in the back, or like hits the back of the truck and calls out to Beegax, "They're trying to pull us back!"
I'll ask this one. Is it my turn? Is it PC slot?
It is a PC slot.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Is there an autopilot? There's no autopilot on this bad boy.
Nope.
All right. I'm gonna take my gun and position it on the pedal, on the accelerator, so that it stays going.
Oh, cool.
And then if I can, I'm going to climb out through the window and try and finagle the tow cable, the hook.
Oh, that's great. Are you just trying to do it with your bare hands?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I'm-
cool.
I'm brawny.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Use
that's
all four of
very
those
good.
guns.
We'll do athletics and we'll do hard. This is a tow cable. And I'm gonna flip one of those dark side
And I'm gonna
points.
flip it right back.
So upgrade your green to a yellow and upgrade one purple. So 2 purple and a red.
We're equal.
The dice pools have been so tense tonight. I feel like every dice pool, I'm like, wow.
Oh, and throw 2 black die in there because of the
I'm outside.
sandstorm. Yeah.
My own plan has betrayed me.
You got it.
You got this.
Oh, one advantage.
Just an advantage.
One advantage.
Okay. Describe to us what this looks like.
Beegax is going to climb out the driver's side. I would say it was like an armored flap at one point, but it's been just wrecked. So he's going to climb out through that open flap using all 4 of his dug limbs, and he's holding on for dear life. And the minute his head kind of goes out, the sand whips in his face. He's like, I shoot. And he's going to pull himself up, and then he's going to scamper to the tow cable on the rear cover of the truck.
Yeah, you can see it. It's like magnet locked in, I think is what it probably would be.
So he'll go over and he'll use his 2 free limbs, and the other ones are hanging onto the uneven plating of the truck. And he'll start trying to like pull it up. It'll do that thing where it's like a super strong magnet where as he's pulling it up, and it like re-clicks.
Yeah.
It's just like repeatedly doing it. And I would say also because it's in the sandstorm, the sand is making it very difficult for grip, which is why he's unable to pull it. But if I can, using the advantage, I'd like to be able to point out in the storm, I can see where the tow cable is being shot from on the ship.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I get.
Absolutely. Yeah. You see the tow cable, and then you see the back, like a cargo bay, like start to lift down, shedding light into the sandy night and into this obscured view. And you see like another Nikto come out, and they have a rifle that they're bringing.
Oh, better they shoot me than the truck. Because I'm good because you fixed me up last time.
Yeah.
Previously.
NPC slot, we have this Nikto on the bike. Let's make them do another piloting check, because what they are going to try and do, they're trying to get up to the truck so that they can get onto it, basically. It's a failure with an advantage. Here's what I think it is. I think they pull up and they can't get close and steady to the truck as they like, despite the speed that they're going. Because of this sandstorm, it's difficult. It's much more difficult on a speeder bike to try and maneuver in this sandstorm. Like, this is the cover, basically, that you wanted, and you got it. But they turn on, basically, their lights and like some floodlights or something, or some high beams, and it like illuminates the back of the truck, shining bright light into Elo's face, into Verse's face, and most importantly highlights what's going on at the top.
Oh no, they see me.
Beegax, yeah. And it's sort of like pointing out, that was their piloting check. Let's see if they're gonna try and take a shot.
We just bring back scraps. Like, we completed our mission.
Here's your box.
All right, so that's 1 success and 1 disadvantage. I think this one hits Verse. I think that's who's standing up and who's the biggest target.
Welcome to the partyverse. You have to get shot at least once.
Apparently, you have to pass out at least once.
That's yet to happen.
That's the rite of passage. Blaster fire goes into the back of the truck, like just. You're picking up exactly where you left off, Elo. Except this time you're not the target. Yeah. She takes it in the shoulder and then crouches down by some boxes.
Oh, no. Bad idea.
Yeah, by one of the crates to try and get... Because they're just like shooting into the back of here. Now it is a PC slot. And Elo, you have not yet gone.
I think it actually makes sense because Elo is like... coming out of this state, and seeing Verse get shot in the shoulder would probably like really wake them up. And so Elo is going to, when they see this happen, immediately grab for Verse on the shoulder to make sure they're okay, and still probably not even really. It sucks because I don't know about the thing.
Yeah,
what thing?
The cable.
Oh, the tow cable. Well, you can see it out the back. Like, you can see the ship, and you can see a line almost drawn towards your field of view in the truck.
Okay.
From it.
It's so different for me to come from D&D combat where it's like, this is a matter of seconds, but I keep forgetting that I can be very cinematic with my turns.
Oh, yeah,
and
absolutely.
I'm like, I have to do something. But I'm going to take my time here for a sec.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Elo's going to grab for Verse and check their shoulder to make sure that it's not anything critical, and will head over towards the back of the truck with these doors sort of flailing open, and is just going to look at the situation and see this cable coming from the ship above, and we'll probably even hear Beegax frustratingly swearing atop, and is going to jump up to try to assist and help
Oh, up onto the
yank
top.
this cable off.
Oh, okay, cool.
There's too many of us up here.
Yeah, and nobody driving.
All right, so, oh yeah, nobody driving.
Hey, that's still going forward.
Yeah.
It's still moving. That's important. Well, actually, no.
Well,
we're not moving forward.
I picture like because we're being pulled up, right?
Yeah, we're going like this.
I picture like the back wheels starting to sort of raise into the air, and that's what sort of prompts Ella, like, fuck, I'm getting up on this roof.
Yeah.
Like we're starting to go.
I like it. Yeah. I think you'll have to spend a turn to make an athletics check to get up on there before you can start assisting, if that's what you want to do.
That is what I want to do.
Okay, then let's do an athletics check.
Hard.
I think this is an average athletics check,
Okay.
but I think you have 2 of the black die in there.
2 black die, so then 2 purple.
Yeah, and I'm gonna flip a dark side point and upgrade one of those
Okay.
purple to a red.
Okay.
Because there's a lot going on right
There
now.
is a lot going
Blaster
on.
fire, sand whipping
But
around.
I am manifesting.
You're not going to upgrade? You're just going to manifest?
I'm gonna manifest.
Ooh.
This is gonna work. Should I upgrade?
That's your call.
You said it. Now I want to.
Well, because every time he's flipping, I'm flipping
Okay,
it too.
I'm gonna do it. I'm such a conservationalist. I'm like, oh, we got 2 light side points now. Let's save them.
Right.
Here we go. Manifest. Oh, I didn't manifest.
No, I see.
didn't
I
work.
see a success in the green that got.
Yeah, but that one doesn't really matter with my 5 failures.
Oh, no!
So it's 4 failures, 2 advantages.
Safe to say that you're not on the roof of the truck.
I don't think I'm on the roof.
I don't think.
I think
you
I'm
are-
on this door or something.
Yeah. And I think the advantages can be spent on because it is a failure. You are not thrown off of the truck, but you.
I like that.
But as the truck is tipping up, you're able to sort of like get at like a 90-degree bent, like clambering up as this angle becomes steeper to try and get to this tow cable. Legs sort of flailing off the side. These doors flailing
Slamming
laterally
back
the
and
other
forth.
way. Yeah.
Love it.
Cool.
I mean, I don't love it, but I love it.
All right. Then it is a NPC slot. It is going to be this Nikto. You can see this Nikto on the bay, like with a rifle, and they're like shouting, but it's like through wind and you cannot hear them. But it is not words of kindness.
No.
That is for sure. They are gonna level a rifle at Beegax, who's got all of his his meaty appendages around this magnet, basically trying to pull it off, and he's gonna try and shoot.
I hope he gets some black dice there, because he's shooting through a storm.
He is. He's got low visibility. It sucks. It sucks to shoot out here.
Socorran sucks, man.
Socorran
sucks.
sucks. Socorran has not been kind to us. Being like technically the first world we visited, besides your own homeworld. Yeah.
Yeah, not great. Not a great start.
No. I don't want to know the rest of the Outer Rim if this is what it has to offer.
We still have to go to Tatooine. I'm not gonna. Every single time we play, it makes me want to watch Star Wars.
Good.
I'm probably gonna go home and
Same,
watch.
same,
You know
same,
Star
same,
Wars.
same.
Thank you. That's probably the best compliment I've ever gotten. It is one disadvantage. So you hear a slug go off, and it
Oh, it's a slug weapon.
slug rifle.
Oh, no,
yeah.
that would hurt real bad.
Boom, hits the top of the truck in vicinity of Beegax. Sparks shoot out along with the wind, but is not able to shoot. And now it is an NPC slot.
I would like to go. I'm gonna shoot the tow cable.
Okay,
'Cause
nice.
I'm right in front of it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I only have my disruptor pistol.
Okay.
Because Verse has my rifle, not my rifle, disruptor rifle. And then my Imperial blaster, heavy blaster pistol is on the gas, or on the accelerator.
Yes, that's right.
So I'd say Beegax reaches for the heavy pistol first, and he's like, Criff! And then he remembers he has I'd say a shoulder, like a chest holster strap, and he just pulls it out. It's a weird thing. He doesn't really use it that often. And I'm gonna shoot the magnetic hook.
Awesome. I love it. I mean, it would just be a shot and you're right there. So it's only one difficulty.
I would say I still need these.
Oh yeah, and 2 for the sandstorm. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so then I'm using range light, huh?
Yes.
And because I upgraded it when I bought experience,
Oh shit!
I have 2 green and a yellow, and I shoot.
Nice.
I gotta do some of that next time.
Well, I didn't buy a skill. I wasted all
Yeah.
my money on these things.
No, those come in handy.
But they're
I
expensive.
barely use my
Oh,
skills.
but I am going to flip a dark side point.
This is the worst. Look at this. This is like. This is like if the bad guys decided to have diversity day, because it's every dice.
Yeah.
It's like, and diversity, but they're bad guys.
Yeah, it's all the girls in your hand. They all coming out.
One success.
Just one success.
Yep.
Okay, so what happens?
Beegax moves back slightly as he pulls it from his suspender holster thing he's got, and he's trying to level it with both his hands, and then his feet hands are moving side to side as the truck I would say the truck has started to hit this rocky desert terrain, right? And there's no one driving it, so it's just kind of jumping up and down, and he's got just a few seconds, and he realizes this is a terrible shot, and then he remembers the shooting into the crowd, and now he basically could close his eyes and just and he holds his breath. The magnetic toe attachment just flies off, almost like a beer can getting shot by a handgun or something. Just flies off. Elo's hanging on, and they see the toe just fly in the back, and the cable flaps helplessly into the whipping desert storm.
That is so cool. And the tilting truck now, boom, slams back down on the ground. That heavy blaster jostles out of place now, but not before there is a thrust of movement as it moves forward, and the tow cable flies like a metal snake, and with flipping into the air. So here's what happens.
Oh boy.
Firstly, I need you to flip me a dark side point.
That means he failed and he's gonna use it.
The truck slams down, the heavy blaster goes off. The torque causes the truck to jump, and that force, instead of sending it in one direction or the other, sends it flipping.
Oh no!
The last thing that Beegax and LO see before they are flung from the top of this truck into this sandstorm is this freighter spinning uncontrollably in the air without seemingly any pilot or direction, and it goes careening toward the ground and slams into the sand. It blacks out the frame. And the truck and Beegax and LO begin to sink. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Respect the Crit, Empire's Edge. If you like what you heard, please consider supporting us by giving us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. It's a simple thing that will really help us grow the show, and we love to read your feedback. For more information about the show, visit @RespectTheCrit on Twitter and Instagram. Beegax is played by Alex Herrera, who you can find on Twitter @AE Herrera or on his Twitch channel, WadeWolf10. Elo is played by Jamie Lee-Bonés, who you can find on Instagram at jamielee.bones. I'm Ian Duncan, your GM and MC, and you can find me at idunks on Twitter and Instagram. The original music featured in the show is provided with permissions by a variety of artists and are linked in the show notes. Please support them by visiting their platforms to check out more of their work and tell them how much you like the show. The Star Wars role-playing system and books are published by Fantasy Flight Games. And remember, whatever the system, whether it's a miss or a hit, you always gotta respect the crit. Thank you very much, and may the Force be with you.
It's supposed to be better if it's chillier when you're sleeping for your health.
I agree. I mean, I don't know if that's true, but I
don't
agree.
either. But I read that as a tagline for an article that I didn't click, so it's gotta be true.